Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the King's Head, and put your hands together for, basically me, Nick Hill. Sorry we're a bit late started. 5 minutes late. Was anybody? I know. I'm not going to point the culprit out, but somebody over here was waiting for a straw. So, that's pretty shocking, isn't it? What are you drinking anyway?
Rum and Coke.
Okay. And you needed a straw for that?
I'm Cirencester.
I know. That's fine. No straw. Well done. So, how is everybody? Are we all well? This is this is nice, isn't it? I'm glad it's this week and not last week. Who was moaning about the heat last week? Come on, show of hands. Who was doing that British thing? We like it hot, but this is too hot. Yeah, I was, for one. Definitely being ginger out and that was a struggle, I've got to be honest. So, just by a sort of a show of hands, because I know there's quite a lot of regulars in, but who's not been to this gig before? Just by a show of hands. Have you been on that table at the back? Have you guys been before? Have you? Yeah, okay, fair enough. So it's just, sorry, raise your hands again, so it's, well, no, not many there. And any this end, okay. So what we do, because we've been running this gig for about 3 years, and it's a bit of a tradition, for the new people, just to ingratiate yourself with everybody, one by one you stand up and just introduce yourself to the crowd. So I don't care who goes. Do you want to go?
No problem.
Go on then.
I'm Rob, I'm from Chip, and I've never been here before and I like it.
Oh. That's lovely, Rob. 3 years, only the second person that's ever stood up. That's brilliant. And you'll be pleased to know, Rob, that I'm not one of these MCs that, use the crowd to find out what's your name and what you do and anything like that. But what do you do, Rob? From Chippenham?
I'm a heating engineer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, get loaded.
That's right, I am.
Sorry, what was that heckle for the heating engineer?
Loaded.
Loaded. All right, back to you, Rob. Are we loaded?
I'm going to disagree.
You're going to right. Rob's disagreeing. What's your best offer,
It's
sir?
turned up tonight.
What do you do?
Me?
Well, I'm not speaking to anybody else. Because that's not a Cirencester accent, is it?
No, it's Sicilian.
Is it really? Sicilian Manchester, something like that. So you're probably what, drug dealer or?
Almost.
If you look at the demographic in this room,
Yeah.
I hope you've got a few bottles of Sonatogen.
No, we've got a few horses' heads though.
A few horses' heads. Oh, this has gone downhill quickly, hasn't it? So for you new people, we basically, the format of the evening is, we got 3 fantastic acts for you. We'll have your first act on, and then a break, and then your middle act, a break, and then your headline act, and that's it. Does that sit well with everybody?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it doesn't, because that's what's happening. Whilst the acts are on, the bar will be closed, but we'll give you enough time to go and get a drink in between. Apart from that, fire exits, if there is a fire, you've got an exit there and an exit there. There was an exit round the side, but apparently those doors are closed, so that's going to be great. But we'll be fine. There's never been a fire for a few months. Apart from that, I think that's probably about it. I'll tell you what I've noticed, because the demographic over the last sort of year, that the age range has gone up, but there's quite a lot of young people in tonight that has brought it right back down again, so that's nice to see. So young people, if you're sat next to an old person and they start snoring, can you... No, Rob, that's not... Don't blame Rob, he's not... How old are you, Rob? Just... Because I don't pick on people, but...
Over 25.
Over 25, that'll do for me. That'll do for me. So for those that have been here before, you'll know that I retired in March from proper work. So this is coming up to 6 months at home and 24/7 with my wife. Yes. And I've got to say, it's doing my fucking head in. No, it's been all right, but I think I don't know, I think I'm probably aggravating her more than she is me, because we were on holiday last week, and I mean, she does irritate me, but I didn't realise to what extent, and we were just chatting, she said, do you realise you're very aggressive towards me now? No, I'm just, you just wind me up, don't you? She said, no, you are, you're getting really, really aggressive, and I'm getting worried. I said, well, what are you worried about? She said, well, I'm worried that I might wake up one morning and find that you've murdered me in the night. And I thought, well, you haven't thought that through, have you, really? Because you're not going to know. But is anybody else in that situation who's retired recently and is spending 24/7 with their other half? Nobody's going to admit it, are they? That's basically that's what's going on. Like, there must be people who have. But yeah, I'm hoping it'll get better.
No.
It won't. It's all right, but it is bloody hard. I've got to be honest. It's a bit of a struggle. So I'm just absolutely delighted to be out. And the other thing I have done is, and I stopped doing this actually when COVID hit. I stopped looking at the news because I was just getting really depressed and anxious. So I haven't got a clue what's going on in the world. So I'm not going to do anything about political stuff or anything news-related stuff. The one thing I am able to do, though, and the Cirencester regulars will know this, is I am able to go onto the Cirencester Facebook page. And there has been quite a few interesting things this month. I don't know if she's in. Does anybody know Peggy Tout? No. We've been doing this for about 3 or 4 months, and none of these names, when I speak about, nobody knows them, so I'm not even sure if they're real. But this was a couple of days ago. Peggy put about the 882 service, because as a result of the men's Tour of Britain cycle race passing through Cirencester, we're expecting delays, blah, 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 blah. And I thought, well, that's a very nice public service announcement. Van Orchard Maitland, do we know him? Was that a yes? Do you? You know him? It's a she. Is she a bit of a twat? Yeah. Because she had to get her 2 pence in. The degree of disruption to the local people of Gloucestershire tomorrow is shameful. Why is so much money being wasted on such silly, childish minority nonsense? How much has this actually cost the taxpayer? At a time when money is short, this is a total waste of resources and nothing more than a day of local disruption and lost revenue. You can sit at home, bearing in mind this is the Tour of Britain cycle race, you can sit at home on an exercise bike with a computer and achieve exactly the same results. I don't think you can. You don't need to inconvenience the majority of local residents, nothing more than a selfish, damned nuisance and an utter waste of money. I thought is that the sort of thing she would, is it? Please tell me she's not your sister. Bring her next time. Peter Batrick replied, oh my, who rattled your cage? Haven't you got more important things to excite you? Crumbling schools, failing NHS, councils going bankrupt, corrupt and incompetent government. And Van Orchard Maitland couldn't leave it there. She had to respond. How insightful, Patrick. Yes, at this time the waste of public money and resources could be put towards something meaningful for the community, rather than disrupting people's lives for a day, so that second-rate boys on bicycles can rub their bottoms on chamois. And to host this selfish charade whilst the viewer letter is on. Do we all know what the viewer letter is? Yes, I had to look it up, I've got to be honest. Just entitled, arrogant and plain stupid, and she's put plain, you might have a word with her about this, plain, P-L-A-N-E. Another example of how lame Britain has become when we have to showcase something so pathetic. And then Peter Sellers chipped in. Do you know Peter Sellers as well? Obviously not the Peter Sellers. He said, Van Orchard Maitland, well, if you believe that UK is lame, you could always move out. At least we wouldn't have to put up with your whinging. And it then went on, and it was just, I was debating whether to read this one, but it did tickle me a little bit. It is a little bit sad. Sarah Juggins. Do we know Sarah? No, again, somebody who doesn't exist, I think. Sarah put, this was only a day ago, I don't know if anyone can help. There is a dead deer across the footpath at the top of Chesterton Park, thank you. And Kevin Coxon was very succinct, but, well, if it's dead, it's beyond help. Which I thought was lovely. It didn't end there, unfortunately, because Judy Grierson chipped in, and she must come from Cirencester using these words. Kevin Coxon, don't be obtuse. She's asking if anyone can remove the poor creature. Well, I think we all knew that, really. And then Susan Winslade chipped in. Judy Grierson, thank you for your comments. Sarah Juggins is my daughter, and she would have been distressed to find this deer, and was, as you said, asking for help, not stupid, sarcastic comments. And Kevin Coxon put, it was a joke, humour, ever heard of it? And then Judy replied, well, I would have been distressed too. And again, it just went on and on and on. And the final one, oh yeah, this one, I love this one. Does anybody know Brian Basil Sanderson?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Is he in? No, he's not. Is he all right?
Yeah.
I think, I'm glad you said that, because I think he is. However, I challenge him on this. It was only 2 days ago, and I'm sure he does things to the community and for charity, and that's brilliant. But again, this did make me laugh. Well, my friends, it's that time of year again to think about your Christmas pickled eggs and onions. Is it? Is it? Just by a show of hands, who in here got to the 1st of September, thought, fuck me, I better order my Christmas. But he then went on to say, and again, I think you better go and make sure he's all right. My wife and I will be producing them soon. So put your orders in now to avoid disappointment. But fair play to him. All the profits from this sale will go to Cancer Research UK, that's good. So just say thanks to him for being a bit of a source of entertainment. Just don't mention my name. And you've got to bring that girl next time. You've got to bring her, because I bet she can't help but comment on stuff, can she? I reckon it is your sister. How do you know her then? It's not a difficult question.
No, I just know her through work.
Through work? And what does she do? Where does she work at?
No, through an acquaintance through work, so I don't know.
You are changing your tune quite quickly, I have to say. Oh shit, I've admitted I know her now. Oh, bring her next time, that'll be good. So listen, I think, are you ready? Are you okay, ready for your first act?
Yes.
So you're going to love her. Her name is Diane Spencer, and I'll announce her on in a minute. And on the count of 3, if we could start the applause at this end of the room, and then we'll just bring it all the way through and keep clapping until she gets to the stage. Don't stop halfway, is that all right? Because that's what normally happens. So her name is Diane Spencer. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Guys at the back, start the applause. Bring it all the way through, right down to the end. The lovely Diane Spencer.